Welcome to the Gran Turismo 4 Prologue bonus lessons. Starting with this lesson, you'll learn readily applicable skills designed to win races. For the first of these lessons, you'll practice passing an opponent on the inside of the second hairpin corner of Siga-me circuit. When you're driving by yourself, you can take the ideal line through the corner. However, with an opponent on the track, your line has to be at least slightly faster. How do you manage this? The answer: delay braking at the entrance to the corner and slip into your opponent's racing line. This way, he won't be able to stay on the ideal line. Take care not to make contact with your opponent's car. Play fair by making smooth passes, and timely use of the brake should bring you in line with your opponent, allowing you to pass. Best of luck with the lesson. Welcome to lesson 27. In the last lesson, you learned how to pass your opponent on the inside of the racing line, but that strategy won't work every time. Time now to learn how to pass on the outside of your opponent. This lesson takes place in the same area, the second hairpin corner of the Siga-me circuit. As you approach the corner, if it seems too difficult to pass your opponent on the inside, don't risk it. Align your car with your opponent on the outside and race like that to mid-corner. Then turn harder than usual. Near the end of the corner, your opponent will come back to the outside. You, on the other hand, will brush by your rival on the inside, creating a chance to pass the car on the following straight. This is, of course, the same line you learned in an earlier lesson that emphasises corner exit speed. This technique is effective when used on a corner that precedes a long straight. Best of luck in the lesson. Welcome to lesson 28. In this lesson, you'll be practicing a technique crucial for high-speed circuit racing, the slipstream pass. The location is the well-known high-speed track, the Fuji International Speedway. If you drive behind a car driving at high speed, the air resistance affecting your car is lowered and you get sucked forward as your speed increases. Using this speed boost to your advantage is what the slipstream pass is all about. In an earlier lesson, you already practiced braking techniques into corner 1. Now you'll learn to drive right behind your opponent's car, then just before you reach corner 1, slip into the inside. Try not to be either too early or too late on your grab for the inside. If you make your move too early, you won't be able to take full advantage of the other car's slipstream. If you're too late, you won't line up correctly next to your opponent. Using the slipstream is all about timing. Give it a few tries until you can get a feel for the perfect moment. Now, good luck with the lesson. Welcome to lesson 29. Finally, your chance has come to experience a real race taking place on the Tsukuba circuit. As you start, the opponent's car is 10 seconds ahead of you. You have 3 laps to overtake him. By now, you should be comfortable driving on the Tsukuba circuit. However, now you have to pass your opponent successfully, and you'll have to consider the best passing points. Ideal points include the entrance to the first corner, the 2 hairpins, and the last corner. Consider the distance between you and your opponent and the differences in your lap times to determine approximately where you will catch up with his car. It isn't easy to overtake on the Tsukuba circuit, so you should try driving a variety of lines and study the different passing possibilities. This is not a 3-lap time trial. You will pass the test only by overtaking your opponent and maintaining your lead for a duration of 10 seconds. Be very careful not to make contact or you will be disqualified instantly. Best of luck! another coffee break. For this course, 100 cones have been lined up on the beginner course of the driving park. Touch them as fast as possible for the best trophy. The cones are aligned to the racing line. On the corners, this means they're placed in an out-in-out formation, giving you a chance to review your basic driving knowledge. If you find yourself unable to knock them all over in one go, this could be a symptom of over-enthusiastic steering or poor accelerator control. Enjoy your coffee break. Welcome to Lesson 30. For this lesson, we'll move to the Fuji International Speedway and try a race. The basics are the same as on the Tsukuba circuit, except this time with more laps. You now have 5 laps to pass a rival car that's 10 seconds ahead of you at the start. The Fuji International Speedway is one of the few high-speed circuits in Japan. The overall speeds you'll be encountering are much higher, so don't get nervous if you don't seem to be catching up. Just keep your head and plan an attack. You will of course need to be considering the best passing points while you're racing. The passing points are the entrance to corner 1, the following complex corner called A, the hairpin and corner B, which you encountered in an earlier lesson. On the final straight you may have the opportunity of overtaking using your opponent's slipstream. In order to pass this lesson, you must overtake your opponent and retain your lead for 10 seconds. Best of luck with the lesson. Welcome to lesson 31. You've raced on the circuits, so now let's try racing in the city on the New York street course. You'll have 3 laps to overtake the rival car, which will start with a 10-second lead. This is a very different challenge to the open circuits, and with the guardrails and barriers you have limited room. Try to take the ideal racing line and put pressure on your opponent. A number of the straights are connected by 90-degree corners, so you'll have to beat your opponent by braking more efficiently at the end of one of the straights. Many people tend to avoid braking and enter the corner at too high a speed, only to collide into the barrier on the exit. Therefore, keep a cool head. Remember, the best braking points for each corner and the best spots for passing will soon become evident. If you attempt to overtake wildly, you're bound to collide with your opponent, so be sure to look for the correct exit point. After overtaking your opponent, you must maintain your lead for 10 seconds in order to pass this lesson. Good luck!